Adam sat in the living room of his modest suburban home, his weary gaze drifting across the familiar surroundings. The soft glow of a table lamp cast warm shadows over the worn leather armchair, a silent witness to the countless nights he'd spent, lost in thought. On the mantel above the fireplace, a collection of framed family photos kept the memories of his late wife alive, a constant reminder of the life they had shared. As he absently straightened the edges of the photos, Adam couldn't help but feel a pang of nostalgia. It had been 10 years since his beloved Sophia had passed, and the ache of her loss still lingered like a dull ache in his chest. In the aftermath of her death, he had thrown himself even deeper into his work as a homicide detective, driven by a fierce determination to protect others from the same heartbreak that had shattered his own world. Tonight, however, his focus was on a different kind of threat, one that had been steadily creeping into his daughter Mia's life. He glanced at the clock, noting the approaching dinner hour, and took a deep breath, steeling himself for the conversation to come. The sound of the front door opening drew his attention, and Adam rose from his chair as Mia breezed into the room, her vibrant energy filling the space. "Dad, you'll never guess what happened today," she exclaimed, her eyes shining with excitement. Adam offered a warm smile, though his brow furrowed slightly. "Well, don't keep me in suspense, sweetheart. What is it?" "I met the most amazing man," Mia gushed, her words tumbling out in a rush. "His name is David, and he's a taxidermist. Can you believe it? Isn't that just the most fascinating profession?" Adam felt a twinge of unease at her enthusiastic description, but he maintained his composure, nodding thoughtfully. "A taxidermist, huh? That's certainly an unusual choice of career. Tell me more about him." Mia waved a dismissive hand. "Oh, he's wonderful, Dad. You're going to love him. He's so talented, and he's just so passionate about his work. He invited us to have dinner with him tonight, and I really want you to meet him." Adam's jaw tightened slightly at the mention of a dinner invitation, his protective instincts immediately kicking into high gear. "Mia, I'm not sure that's such a good idea. You barely know this man, and with the recent string of murders in the city, I'd feel much better if we stayed home tonight." Mia's brow furrowed, and she crossed her arms over her chest. "Dad, you worry too much. David is perfectly charming, and I've already told him we'd be there. Besides, you need to stop obsessing over those murders. I'm sure the police will catch the killer soon enough." Adam opened his mouth to protest, but Mia cut him off with a decisive gesture. "Please, Dad, for me? I really want you to meet him and see how wonderful he is." Her eyes pleaded with him, and Adam felt his resolve beginning to crumble. With a resigned sigh, he nodded. "All right, Mia. I'll go, but I want you to promise me one thing. If at any point you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, we're leaving, no questions asked. Okay?" Mia's face lit up, and she crossed the room to pull Adam into a tight hug. "Thank you, Dad. I promise. You're going to love him. David is the perfect man for me, I just know it." As Mia pulled away, Adam felt a familiar sense of unease settle in the pit of his stomach. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about this David character, and his years of experience as a cop had taught him to trust his instincts. With a silent prayer, he followed Mia to the kitchen, helping her prepare a simple but elegant meal, all the while steeling himself for the evening ahead. The sound of the doorbell echoed through the house, and Adam felt his heart rate quicken. This was it, the moment he would come face to face with the man who had captured his daughter's heart. Taking a deep breath, he moved to open the door, his gaze immediately locking with the warm, charming smile of a young man standing on the threshold. "You must be Adam," the man said, extending a hand. "I'm David. It's a pleasure to meet you. Mia has told me so much about you." Adam shook the offered hand, his grip firm as he studied the man before him. There was something about David's demeanor that set him on edge, a subtle undercurrent of darkness that his polished exterior barely concealed. Likewise, Adam replied, his voice gruff. Please, come in. As David stepped over the threshold, Adam couldn't help but notice the way his eyes seemed to linger on the family photographs that adorned the walls. There was a peculiar fascination in his gaze, one that sent a chill down Adam's spine. Mia appeared at David's side, her face alight with a radiant smile. David, I'm so glad you're here. Come, let me introduce you to my father. The three of them moved into the living room, and Adam watched as Mia and David settled onto the sofa, their bodies angled towards each other in a display of intimacy. He took a seat in the armchair across from them, his keen eyes studying their every move. So, David, Adam began, his tone measured. Mia tells me you're a taxidermist. That's certainly an unusual profession. What is it about preserving the dead that fascinates you so? David's smile widened, and he leaned forward, his eyes shining with enthusiasm. Ah, well, you see, it's not just about preserving the dead, my friend. It's about capturing the essence of life, the very spirit of the creature, and immortalizing it forever. There's an art to it, a delicate balance of science and artistry. Adam listened, his brow furrowing as David delved deeper into the intricacies of his work, painting a vivid picture of the painstaking process involved in taxidermy. There was an unsettling quality to the way David spoke, a near reverence for the act of preserving the dead that sent a chill down Adam's spine. As the conversation continued, Adam's unease only grew, his protective instincts urging him to keep a close eye on this enigmatic stranger who had so effortlessly charmed his daughter. The tense dinner ahead would be a battle of wits, a test of Adam's ability to uncover the truth beneath the surface, no matter the cost.